Welcome back to another episode of I Got Big Bowls. Pause.
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 I got big balls. Hey, 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 hey. I got big balls. Hey, 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 hey. I got big balls. Hold up one time, do it. Hold up one time, ball it. Hold up one time, do it. Hold up one time.
Hey, once again, it's on. It's your boy E1 Don signing on salute. That's E the number 1 DON on all social media. Just add the salute if you're rocking on Twitter or Clubhouse. I'm gonna get back on. I'm gonna get back on the apps. I promise. You know, make sure you guys hitting us up. We're at Big Bowls Pause, also on all social media. And the show is brought to you by CrunchTimeMedia.net for all your photo, video, and merchandise needs. I think I'm gonna throw a flash hoodie sale. You know, this hoodie season is upon us. You know, and I got these, you know, ready to rock and roll. So you guys make sure you hitting the link in the bio. Go to the website. A lot of great things on there. You know, you can book this guy. And also, we're live Hip Hop Daily. A lot of great programming, a lot of great shows. This is one of them. I got Big Bowls Pause. We got more cereal, we got more guests, and we got more bowls. Pause. Got my co-host in the building, Danny Digital.
What's going on? It's your boy Danny Digital. Follow me on all social platforms at Danny Digital, DANNYDIGITALL. Check out some of my photography and video content up there for you guys.
Yeah, we got special guests in the building, man. We got Camille Denine in the building.
Hey.
Hey.
Go ahead and run down your social media.
Y'all can follow me at Camille, CAMILLE. Denine, DENINE on all social media.
Alright, we're gonna get into what you got going on, and like always, we're gonna get into some cereal. Hey, good old fashioned cereal. It's like a Saturday morning, you know, breakfast and conversation vibes, stuff where we're having cereal around here. You already know what time it is. So we got a poet in the house. I think this is our first poet. We had a poet before?
I'm pretty sure we have.
Ooh, I'm the first.
Yeah, I don't feel like you're the first poet. You was gonna say you
You
first.
so
Tell somebody.
disrespectful.
So you sold your
Out
boy
of
right now.
300 episodes, someone's
I don't
going to be
remember nobody,
mad.
because I don't remember nobody.
Someone's gonna be mad.
I don't
There's
remember
gotta be a
getting
poet.
finger snapping vibes.
Maybe not as deep as she is. I've
Right.
seen some of her work and
Come
I'm like,
on.
where is it coming from?
Right. So tell us a little bit about how you got into this lane of art, poetry.
I've always been a writer.
Yeah.
I've always been writing ever since I was a little girl. I used to fill up my little notebooks, little composition books with stories. So as I got older, probably like around like my junior year in high school, I realized that poetry was a thing for me. I'm really emotional. So I had to figure out a way to filter that in a healthy way.
Right.
So poetry just kind of accidentally became my thing. It wasn't even on purpose. I always thought I was gonna write books.
Right.
Which I still will. But
Okay.
yeah, poetry became my...
So you didn't really like look at, was inspired by any other poets? It's kind of like something natural that came like?
To be honest, I did. I had a best friend when I was in high school, and she was a poet.
Okay.
And her name is Mimi. She's really dope. And I used to just really admire the way she was able to just do her words. She's more like a political poet. So I started to kind of toy around with it and was like, oh, I'm kind of good at this.
Yeah.
I'm kind of good at this. So it really just went from there. It really.
Is there
went from
different
there.
levels of poetry? Like you said, she's a political poet. Is there like
I
a
think-
hardcore poet?
Right. You got categories.
I think about it, I kind of categorized it because as I come out here and I listen to all of the different artists, you know, it's a difference in just like being dope and just being able to play with words, and it's a difference when somebody has something to say.
Right.
You know what I'm
what
saying?
makes a difference between a rapper, a singer, and a poet?
I think that
Because you do
you
some
got
poetry to music too. You do some of your
I
Right.
do. I try to do it to music because I feel like with this day and age and social media and everything, people's attention spans are really short. So for me, you know, I'm lengthy. I don't do little haikus or nothing like that. My poems might be 4 or 5 minutes. So I just want to keep your attention. You know, we were visually stimulated and musically, so I just I added a little beat to it. I had a friend of mine, he's a producer, Marvin. He helped me out with a nice beat to it, and it really added another level to it. So while somebody might hear what I have to say and it still be dope, they might, I don't know, I just kind of think I just want to keep y'all interested the whole time.
Yeah.
So I thought music would be helpful.
You ever been like shy to like, you know, get something off your chest in a poetry type of way?
I don't know. You were super like you like yo.
It's real sensitive.
When I caught the show at the Kiana Dancy.
Oh, you caught a live show?
Yeah, I caught the live show.
That's all right.
And like yo, everybody in the room was like standing up, applauding because he was like so vulnerable. Like you talking about stuff that everybody's like, I can't believe you said that. But they feel it though because it's like something that they're experiencing on some level. But it's like
No
you
one
said
will
it out
say it.
loud. Like wow. Like,
I think that, am I shy? I think I was at first, but it wasn't about what I had to say. I was more so shy about how I would be received. As I kind of grew out of that, I look at poetry as like my safe place. I'm a very emotional and like, you know, sensitive but vulnerable person, and I look at my vulnerability as a gift. I didn't always, but I look at it as a gift, and I feel like that it allows for people. If you hear me speak a piece, I want you to feel how I felt when I wrote it, so that you can understand what I'm saying to the extent that I'm saying it. I'm putting everything I got into what I'm writing.
Transferring that
when
energy
I'm
over, yes.
exactly. So when I'm speaking it, I want you to be able to feel it. So it's not so much, and I look at it as a gift because, like you said, everybody can't do that. Everybody is not able to do that. Everybody's not comfortable with saying certain things, but it doesn't mean that everybody doesn't experience it in some kind of way or another. So I just kind of look at myself.
Anything ever too sensitive? Like you wrote this down, like I can't really. I'm gonna save this for me or a book. Say it.
no no cap.
Nah, it's my art. I'm not capping my art.
Hey, put that on the
capping
shirt.
my art.
I ain't capping my art. You gonna get it raw.
Exactly.
What about the like the performance part of it? Like, how do you know, you're gonna be on stage and like, do you think about like how you're gonna perform? Like, cause it's like I guess it's a art to doing poetry, you know, to keep everybody engaged.
Do I think about how I'm gonna perform?
Like, is there like a
Come in
routine?
acapella.
Yeah, like,
I'm
is
gonna
there like
DJ, drop that shit.
No, I haven't really been on stage that long. It's
Okay.
really only been about a year and some change. Granted, the difference from when I first started to now is drastic, but what helps me is looking at it like a conversation. I'm just having a conversation with y'all. I'm just talking about me. I'm just talking about some things that I'm experiencing. So I'm just talking to you. We just chit-chatting. That's how I look at it. That's kind of how I get through.
Right.
Sound like you started this in months of the pandemic, or at least the performing part on the stage part.
The performing part, I started a little bit before the pandemic.
2019?
Yeah, and I was doing like these little open mics, you know, just trying to get comfortable with being in front of people. And as I continued, you know, the pandemic shut down, and I just was still writing. You know, I was still writing, and once I felt like it was safe enough again, I just went right back because I feel like I had to force myself to do it so that I can get comfortable.
So your creative juices didn't take any, you know, step back because you had to sit in the house all day.
I had to sit in the house all day. I feel like I write through experience. I feel like I go through things, and from those things, my art is birthed. That makes sense. So I think it just depends on the different levels in my life. Like probably the piece that you heard at Kiana's thing, that was a really hard time in my life. So, and that went on for a minute. Right. That went on for a minute until I wrote that piece. So that's kind of how I look at it.
Everybody was like, yeah, girl. Like, oh.
Does anybody that maybe, you know, hurt your feelings in a sense, had to hear your poetry back, like about them, like, dang, she talking about me.
I'm sure nobody has told me, but I'm certain. I'm certain it's happening. It can be awkward. It can be. But you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Ain't nobody holding back this art. No cap on mine.
Yeah, because it's like, this is how I feel in the moment.
Yeah.
This is how I feel right
Get
now.
it.
And, you know, however we come out from that point is cool, whatever way it go, but this not changing.
Does poetry help like mend the situation? Like maybe you forgave someone after you got it off your chest through poetry? No.
Sometimes it's situational, but for the most part, I think it helps me understand how I'm feeling. I might have a whole bunch of feelings, and still not quite be able to articulate what it is going on. I just know that there's something going on.
It's therapy for you.
It's therapeutic. So once I write it all down and I get it all out, I'm able to read it back and be like, so this is how you're feeling. This is where we're at. Okay. And then, sometimes I'm able to find peace with it right there. Sometimes I'm still upset or feel like however I feel. But at least I put words to it, and now I can use it in a productive way.
That sounds like power to me, because a lot of people just, keep everything bottled up and
I can't.
try to forget it.
I cannot. Like, I've tried. I begged to be that kind of person. But I cannot. I feel like I'm gonna explode.
Yeah.
So I had to find a filter.
That's dope.
You got travel bars. You got bars like ready,
like pieces that I know off the top of my head.
If you want to just share
Like
some bars or something, I don't know. These
Somebody pulled you up under,
Yeah, I mean, I can. I definitely know the piece that you heard that I can
You
share.
want to share a little bit or whatever? I don't know. you feel like saying something?
Yeah, I can definitely do that.
Just wanted to give the audience an idea of what we're talking about right here. It gets deep.
Yeah, I could definitely do that. That piece is it's called What Hope Is, so I can go ahead and recite it. It's cool. My mother broke my heart years before anyone else could. I've always been the one free enough to talk about it because she never would. And it's hard because mothers are nurturers, so there were some things that I needed that she couldn't give me. It wasn't until I was old enough to understand that pain I felt, that aching that was in me. And that need for validation that she claimed she couldn't understand. So I was 14 years old the first time I looked for that validation in a man. Really, he was just a little boy who wanted to get his rocks off. I was 16 when I thought the way to get a boyfriend was by taking my top off. I was 20 when I found that I was pregnant, I was gonna bring a baby home. I remember thinking, at least now I won't be alone. I loved her as soon as I felt her. I knew that I would never abandon her emotionally, but after having her, a lot changed for me socially. I was desperate for a boy's approval. I just wanted him to tell me I was worth it. I just wanted him to stop the hurting. I was 23 when I had my first breakdown. I was fighting my daughter's father. I left his place running down the stairs. He chased me on the way down. I put my baby in the car while he screamed at me. He called me names I've been called before, but they stuck with me. I remember looking at her and feeling like trash. All I could think about was how I betrayed her by bringing her in this world unmarried without a dad. I remember the hospital visit where I turned myself in. I remember thinking asking for help had to be better than the misery I've been living in. There was no one around me who could understand. Vocal about my experience, but told to keep quiet. You telling too much of your business, but I didn't want to hide it. I'm the kind of person who heals out loud, and if it's heavy on my chest, I'ma scream and I'ma shout, and that kind of vulnerability makes people uncomfortable. My therapist told me that it was all right to let the little girl inside of me out because I had been suppressing her for so long that it became insufferable. Trying to fit into everybody's box version of who I should be because the Camille I showed up as wasn't good enough. She was hurting, and she wasn't cool enough. She wasn't laid back, and she wasn't relaxed. She was loud, she was anxious, argumentative, and always ready to fight back. It was a defense mechanism because I was already expecting to be hurt. Nobody could tell me they loved me because I tell them they didn't first. Nobody could try to reach out for me because I tell them it wasn't genuine. I tell them to stay away from me but cry when they would give me my space. I told myself, see, I told you, they never cared anyway. I was 23 when I decided I wanted to be free. I wanted to experience my life without the depression's grip on me. I wanted to be happy and I wanted to accept love. I found myself saying this but still doing the same things. I was 24 and I thought he was different. I thought he meant what he was saying to me, but nothing was different. I was falling in love with words, but giving mind, body, and spirit. To this day, I still reach out for him, but now he won't even listen. I told him everything about me. I told him every way I had been hurt. I told him how me and my mom didn't get along and how my daughter's dad never kept his word. I told him how I was the last thing on anybody's mind and how I was searching desperately for something I couldn't find. He was funny. I spent a lot of time laughing. He was hurting but wouldn't talk about it, so I spent a lot of time asking. I was fighting for my own healing, but I wanted to help him. I gave him pieces of me that I couldn't afford to give. I thought it was love, so I let him bury his misery inside of me. Every time we had sex, I would ask him to lie to me. I needed to feel like what I was doing was justified, even after I realized it was just a lie. But I couldn't walk away, because if I walked away, I'd be right back where I started. I gave so much of my heart when it was supposed to stay guarded. It became less about him and more about me. It was a war with myself that was never ending. It was detrimental. It was too hard to let go. I cried for months, and no one could understand that when you tie your soul with somebody, it doesn't matter that there wasn't a title or that he wasn't your man. It still feels like you've been gutted. That kind of pain is different because in a situationship, it does the opposite of heal, it destructs. I thought I had a new best friend, but really I had a tool to help me self-destruct. And when he was done with me, he picked the next girl up. I spent so much of my time trying to make that my fault. I found their Instagram page. I saw their pictures. To my wounded with salt, but still it didn't let me walk away. God is funny. He said, oh, you can't hear, you must need a hearing aid. I found myself in his bed again, about to give him my body when I felt something in the air. I remember it like it was yesterday. God showered me with his love loud and clear. He said, you don't have to do this. You don't have to settle. He said he'd been trying to get my attention, but I was hard-headed like metal. He said he had something for me that I would never find in this bed, and it was time to face it. Put this behind me and look ahead. Because there was a greater love for me that I would never find in those sheets, but before I could obtain it, it had to start with me. I was 24 when I felt like a little girl again, picking pieces of myself up off the floor back to step one again. I'm 27 now, and it was the best decision I ever made in my young life. The decision to choose myself, the decision to choose my mental health, the decision to protect my heart, the decision to love the only man I should have been loving from the start. God granted me healing and he granted me peace. He granted me a comfort in my singleness that I would have never found in those sheets. God picked me up off the floor and showed me a door, while on the other side was everything he had been preparing me for. So I left my old ways behind without a notice. I'm so thankful God showed me what hope is. Thank you.
That's deep, like deep.
Yo, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
I don't even know if I can
It's like
dig
you
that
peeking
deep.
in, like, yeah, it's like you peeking in everybody's little relationship. Like, everybody
You
can feel
hit somebody.
Everybody can feel a little piece of that.
Thank you.
Nah, that's dope. You know what I mean? Like, that's. I'll tell you.
I'm about to cry. Like, how did you do this without crying?
No, I did. I
Paper be wet and shit.
Yeah, 100%. Teardrops, that solidifies it. That seals the deal.
Oh, that's
everything I
the
put
tears.
into it. That's
Wow.
everything I put into it.
That's deep. You mentioned something about being a little girl. Like, would you say the little girl in you is proud of who you are today?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The little girl inside of me couldn't even fathom like the person that I am now. So I'm definitely grateful for that, for sure.
Okay. Alright, you know, we over here at Big Balls Pause, like getting to your cereal background. So what's some of your all-time favorite cereal coming up, even to this day?
Oh, Reese's cereal. Yes, Reese's cereal and
Peanut butter
Cocoa.
one?
Yes, and Cocoa Rice Krispies go crazy.
Cocoa, Rice Krispies.
I'm getting the vibe of what she kind of like. You know what I mean? That
Yes.
chocolate, peanut butter side.
Chocolate,
Yeah.
I don't know if we got no chocolate
Nah,
today.
he don't
Frosted
like
Flakes
chocolate.
always do too.
Okay.
Frosted Flakes hits.
Frosted
Oh, yeah,
Flakes.
they-
It's a classic.
Classic, you know.
You cut the bananas up in
Come on! Come on!
You cut the bananas up and
Nah,
go crazy.
he's the only monkey in the jungle that don't like bananas. But nah, that's how I eat mine. Sliced up bananas, you know, straight up.
Terrible.
See what we got today, though. Oh. Your old enemy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Cheerios?
Cheerios good for your heart, right?
Yeah, it's medicine. Like, why are we eating medicine on the show?
How perfect is that? An emotional
Cheerios,
poet.
oat
Cheerios good
crunch,
for the heart.
cinnamon Jones. Come on, these is like
Your
the
heart
O's.
is strong enough. You do not
These
need.
look like O's, bro. So yeah, we got Cheerios, oat crunch, the cinnamon Jones. I got a feeling these.
I
we
mean,
just had
we say a
O's.
little, decorated them a little bit, so they might be better than the
I'm
regular.
a little bit concerned
Honeys.
because this is not Honey Nut Cheerios. These are just Cheerios. And I don't have no sugar, but they got cinnamon.
I mean-
Shouldn't need none, is what I'm thinking.
You say oat crunch. You got a little bit of.
Oat crunch.
There's a little razzle dazzle
Yeah,
to
I like
it.
a razzle dazzle.
Yeah,
one,
you
know
know.
what I mean? I like a little
The
razzle
bananas not enough razzle for you guys?
You feel like fancy.
Yeah, I mean,
Enough razzle for me.
bananas with these.
We'll go
You might
crazy.
have said something just then. I
It's
didn't
gonna go
think about
crazy.
that. I'm gonna have to take these home. If they get it. I don't remember if these are good or not.
Looks like a whole bunch of fiber to me.
Oh, we just had some O's last week. These look like my mouth just recovered like yesterday.
Yeah, they rough.
You
Yeah,
like them?
they're terrible.
They definitely got a Cheerio vibe to them.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, it smell like the box.
We'll mix the Cheerio like Quakers. The oatmeal.
It smells like cardboard.
Definitely got a Cheerio vibe to it. Which, you know, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. You want almond or 2%, whatever floats your boat.
I'll do almond.
No judgment zone, except for you. He'll be happy if you add some cow milk with him.
I mean, I know you don't enjoy cereal the way I do.
Thank
Like bananas.
you.
Man, I start bringing some banana.
You got
Napkins.
Bananas. We gotta start bringing those.
This is I'm having flashbacks of trauma. I'm gonna have to write a poem on this
I'm gonna have to go get a box of these.
because I'm so upset.
They about to write a slam poet.
They give Apple Jacks vibes.
A little bit.
little
The
bit.
vibe, yeah. Not the taste, but just the vibe. You know what? Moshua was a slam poet, but she does so much. She was like a bartender singer, but she also does like slam poetry. You know about that? It's like a battle rap or something.
Yeah.
Where you calling people out like,
Really?
yo, mama. So
It's
old.
Dope.
With the snapman?
Yeah.
Wow, I did not know there was so many different genres of poem.
Yeah. It's a big world. It's a big world.
You never battled no one?
I've never battled anyone. I want to though.
Call them out.
I really
for
feel
it.
like you got that work too.
I'm
like
for it.
Call them
I'm
out.
for
you
it. I
gonna
want
dig
to.
deep on it too.
Word.
I
And
wanna
your
be a-
mama didn't care for you. I can tell.
I'm definitely want to do some because I like battle rap. I like to watch it. I
Really?
would love to. Yeah. I'm a lover
That's
of
very
words.
aggressive.
I'm a lover of words. I like lyricists. I like people who
They
can.
said you do something with scripts and stuff too?
Absolutely. Yeah. I want to
need to
write.
holler at you a little something on camera. We got some scripts in the work.
I do.
Talk to you.
I write for I definitely want to write for TV, so I definitely have dipped my toe in to the screenwriting world. Still working on it and everything, but
So you got a scripted idea about eating cereal. Naturally.
yeah, y'all like cereal.
All right, we got a little get to know you section while we eat cereal. What's your favorite meal of the day? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Dinner. Easy.
Is it the type of food or the time of day?
It's the type of food. I can eat dinner for breakfast.
Okay.
You want them chicken legs? You want them
All that.
steak?
All that.
Favorite time of the day to eat cereal?
Late at night is the best time to eat cereal.
When you too tired to do anything else?
Right.
Something quick.
You don't feel like cooking, late night vibes.
It don't hit the same early in the morning to me.
Kitchen already.
Only thing missing is some bananas, bro.
Really?
I'm trying to tell you.
A lot missing.
It would be a whole healthy thing. All right, if you could have a bowl of cereal with anybody, dead or alive, cereal and conversation, who you having a bowl with?
A bowl of cereal with anybody dead or alive. Man. I gotta think about that. That's a loaded question.
I might need to sit down with Maya Angelou. I'm just throwing that out there. Not
For
to
sure,
pressure
Maya-
you.
For sure, but for sure Maya Angelou, but
Maybe somebody more important to you. Just want to sit down with.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of somebody who's like inspirational to me like right now, and I would probably say like and I mean like just like lyrically and the kind of music that they do, I would say like Drake.
Drake? That's our first Drake!
I would say Drake, but I say Drake just because like I just resonate with his artistry. He's an emotional writer.
Right, absolutely.
He's
why
an
he
emotional
does-
writer. He literally says how he feels, and
Yeah,
toxic or
that's
not,
dope.
it is what
Yeah.
it is. This is my feelings, and there's not nothing you can do
He
about
went
it.
to
But
the
this is
strip
just
club.
what it
He
is.
wants to marry her. He
Yeah.
can't let it go.
And that's what it is, and I resonate with that kind of honesty. So that's why.
What kind of cereal you think Drake I have y'all eating?
Something like he'll have us eating out of like gold bowls, gold plated spoons and stuff. Probably
You know, they
like
from Canada. They might not even have the same kind of cereal.
Got that
Maple
maple
Cheerios,
maple Cheerios.
something. Yeah, probably.
Shout out to Drake, man.
These next couple of questions, we are at odds, so you're kind of like the tiebreaker. So if you see somebody cheering at your answer, you'll know what the answer is. All right, I'm making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Do you prefer a spoon or a butter knife?
Butter knife.
Ray's right.
A butter knife.
All right.
A butter knife, but I'm not against the spoon.
Okay.
I'm not against it.
I didn't I ain't mad at that. As long as you know about the spoon, you know.
You want it done right.
I'm
You
up
get
on the
butter
spoon
knife.
for sure.
All right, ketchup and other condiments. You keep your ketchup in the refrigerator or the cabinet?
Refrigerator.
That's where it goes.
I keep my condiments in the refrigerator.
That's where they go. You're smart for that.
It's cold ass.
My hot dog.
Man, I don't want no warm ketchup. Like, I don't want it.
Are you not putting the ketchup on a hot dog
Yeah.
or a hot hamburger?
It's balanced.
No, it's a chill to it.
You want ice on top of
It's
it?
not ice. It's just a slight chill.
If they don't have that chill, I'm gonna throw it in the freezer for a few seconds because I'm like, hold on, it ain't right yet. I don't like it.
Okay, chill.
What's your favorite curse word or phrase?
It's bitch and girl, fuck you.
Oh, you get to the point.
Girl, fuck you. Yeah, I say that all the
Bitch,
time.
girl, fuck you. Bye.
All the time.
She get to the point.
All right, what's your favorite corner store snack?
Flamin' Hots, period.
Period.
Period. Flamin' Hots.
Yep, can't go wrong with flaming.
And not the fries, the Cheetos.
Okay, you gotta let her know.
You gotta
let her
distinguish
know.
the difference.
Yep, because I was thinking the fries when you said that.
Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
All right. We're in the social media era. Do you feel like social media is killing relationships or does it help build relationships?
It's so funny. I have a poem about it. I literally think that. I think it makes it. I would say killing. I would say killing. It makes it harder to just communicate. Period. Like everything on social media is very much like it's not true. It's just pictures.
Right.
A lot of people do not advertise the things that are actually going on in their life, the things that is actually going on in their relationship. So it creates kind of like a false image of what relationships even are, of what even goes into them, which is why I think the vulnerability that I have is helpful because it's needed right now. So I would say it's killing them because people get into arguments a lot just about like posting each other. Like, how come can't nobody see me on your page? Like, what you doing in your DMs?
Yeah,
And it's just,
I'm banned from leaving heart eyes on their Megan Thee Stallion's pages.
yeah. But like, you
Can't
gonna
do it no more.
You gonna leave her eyes on her page, and she gonna be like, I don't look like Megan Thee Stallion. But
Right.
You don't like this over
But
here.
it's Megan.
Yeah. Oh, what?
I go killing.
Okay.
I had something else, but anyway. All right. In dating and relationships, we like to say, like, if you was giving advice, it's my nephew right here, say he was 15 and you wanted to give him some advice. How long do you think is a good amount of time before a person should wait before they go in on the butt grab, like on a hug? Something like
A butt crab?
Yeah.
I thought we was gonna see something deep. Okay.
Butt grab, go ahead and grab it, boy.
I feel like a butt grab is appropriate.
Like introducing, like, hey, nice to meet you.
No, not nice to meet you. No, we got at least had to vibe a little bit first. A little bit. I'm gonna say about if y'all really vibing, I'll say about maybe like the third date or something, second, third date.
Okay.
It just depends on how well y'all vibing. If y'all really kicking it, it'll be okay.
Okay.
Drinks are good. Strong.
Understood. All right, man, let me get that cereal, man. Let's get to the cereal
Threw it on
review
the floor.
portion of this
So
show.
terrible.
All right. We got Cheerios Oat Crunch. You know what I mean? If you guys are just tuning in, welcome.
Whole lot of crunch.
You know what I mean? Go make sure you check the full episode because I'm going to start dropping just the cereal review, soon because, it's on my heart to do that. So we got a real special guest in the building, We got Camille in here. She did some poetry, some emo. Is that like an emo? Emo poetry. And we had some cereal. So Cheerios Oat Crunch Cinnamon Vibes. We got a 0 to 5 bowl rating system. Half a bowl, anything in between. What do you rate Cheerios Oat Crunch?
I give like a 4.
A 4. You like
Out
it?
of 5? That means
wait,
you like
4 to
them.
5. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, out of 5.
Let's go back to like a 2. We gonna do a 2. We gonna do a 2.
About it. It's terrible.
We gonna do a 2.
Son, what you think?
I'm thinking Cheerios terrible. It had a whole lot of crunch. It did have the crunch.
Had the crunch.
Some oat in there, some cinnamon in there. Didn't help the Cheerio though.
It'll taste like Cheerio.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow. Ooh, nice crunch time back here like that. I might give him a 0.5 for that. You went 2?
I went 2.
I'm gonna go 1.5.
Okay.
1.5. I concur. I concur. I'm gonna give them 2 just because I don't want to leave you out there. You know, I'm gonna go 2 as well because they're not terrible.
Bananas would have leveled it up.
Bananas, it might need a little bit of sweet to it.
It really tastes like Apple Jacks to me.
You got an Applejack feeling. That's the same stuff they put on Applejacks, whatever that is.
Whatever that is.
Whatever that is, we just eat it.
That's the oat crunch. Whatever they got, oat crunch, Applejacks, oat crunch.
Right.
I want to thank, I guess, for coming through and having cereal with us. Make sure you guys follow on all social media. Any last words you want to say to the people?
Thank y'all for having me.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. This is really dope.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, so you guys want to stay tuned, you know, see what she got going on. Stay tuned with us. We got Big
Check
Bo's
out
Pause. You know, a lot of episodes. We got gear. Make sure you guys are shopping. Make sure you keep, you know, stay tuned. I might drop a promo code, you know, slide in the DM. It's okay. I want you. Oh, yeah, I was going to say that about the relationships. Like with business, it can be helpful. Business relationships.
Social media.
Social media.
Yeah.
I lost my thought. Totally went somewhere else. Because then we get to grow and meet people like this and network and then, you know,
Yeah.
personal, yeah, whatever. Anyway, see you guys here next week. We're out of here.
Check us out.
Bye.